Selling is about asking questions. It isn't about making statements. I think it all starts with before you get to the home. If somebody calls in and asks me to interview for the job of selling their home, it's my job to be 100% prepared. So I want to know as much about them, what they want, and the time they want it in, and so that when I walk in the door, it's showtime and we're ready to list the property. I'll ask questions like when we're showing your home, when I'm calling you with feedback, when we're discussing price, when I'm talking about an offer with you. Then I just segue into, from a timing point of view, if I had a buyer right now, would you be okay showing the home maybe a little earlier than you were planning? Is there anything you need to do to the home before buyers start to look at it? If I have a suggestion that would get you more money, would you like to know about it? I may ask some questions about if they're familiar with the homes in the neighborhood. Did they get the marketing information I sent over? Because before I go out, they get the market analysis and my marketing plan via email. So the key to getting the listing is to assume that you're going to get the listing before you even walk in the door.
Hey, Neil.
The first question I ask when I walk in quite often is, I'm going to ask you some questions that a buyer might have about your home. Is that okay?
Jen, before we get started, would it be okay?
It's very important for us as agents to understand this is all about the seller, not about us. And when you're presenting price, it's all about the buyer, not about him. The seller has to think in terms of the way a buyer evaluates price, because the buyer is who determines the price. Here is the question that you ask at the listing presentation about price. Now that you've seen these homes and prices, where do you feel we should price your home to create value in the eyes of the buyer and make sure they choose your home over the competition? That's the question that you ask. You don't tell them, at least not initially, what the price is. In your mind, you know the price should be $575. They say $650. You then ask a question along these lines. If you were a buyer and you were looking at these 4 homes that we compete against, priced in the 500s, what would you think about a $650 price on your home? What's the benefit to us of overpricing a home in this market? When you go to Orlando to buy your next home, are you going to look at the highest priced homes in the areas that you're going to buy in? Or are you going to look at the ones that represent the best value for you? Then you could have objections, right? Or, well, we were thinking about talking to one more agent. Okay, I understand. And you told me I can appreciate that. Do you really feel like I could get your home sold? Well, yeah, I think you could. Yeah, you sell homes. You seem to know what to do. At this point, if I were to start calling buyers about your home, would that be the kind of marketing you were looking for? Well, yeah, we want to get started. Why don't we just get started then? Ask questions, don't make statements. If you just said that to yourself before every listing presentation, you'd probably be a lot better. I know I would.